Hello friends, this is part of my Buying Lolita from Unusual Places series. This started off as a series about buying Lolita from shady places, and this idea came from my Patreon, so thank you so much patrons for helping me out with this. It's funny that some people have been upset by this series because even though I'm showing you things not to buy, it still sometimes results in people wanting to buy them. And even though I suffer a little bit each episode, I really don't want to stop this series because it's been doing better than anything else I've posted in the last few months. But today, hopefully, I'm going to suffer a little less. And maybe you can confidently walk away from this video wanting to buy something and not being ashamed of it. The last website that I explored and shopped from was Walmart. Today, hopefully, we're gonna suffer a little bit less because we're gonna be shopping with Etsy. I have a long list of these shops that I want to explore, and Etsy is one of the ones that's not quite as shady. There are some shady elements to it. This is one of the shops that has been requested, and my biggest fear with getting a coordinate from Etsy was just that it would be really expensive. And generally, when I think of Lolita on Etsy, I think of it as being like just out of my budget and really expensive, and that's not to say that it's overpriced necessarily. This video is going to be in parts, so I'm going to be searching through Etsy and sort of reacting to it and then reviewing a dress from there. Etsy is a website where people can sell handmade items, or indie brands are housed on Etsy. And I wanted to address that part of the reason why it's so expensive is that Etsy itself has increased a lot of fees, and I don't know all of the details around it, but I've seen a lot of designers that I follow complaining about it, and people that have been on there for a long time suffering from it and having to increase their rates because of that. This video is not sponsored by Etsy, so I'm not afraid to tell you that if you find a brand that you like on Etsy, search and see if they have another website. See if they have a Store Envy, see if they have their own website, a Shopify, because Etsy is still a great search engine. And for a lot of these brands and designers, they solely rely on social media and Etsy's search engine to be able to support themselves, to be able to support their brand. Sometimes you might find their items a little bit cheaper on other sites because they don't have to pay for the fees, but they're still on Etsy in order to be found. At least this is all speculation from me and what I've seen and what I've heard from other people using Etsy.
There's also things on Etsy that are just markups of Taobao brands, which I find interesting and I think is not right. I think that Etsy should step in because Etsy's a platform for people who are creating things.
I also predict that we are going to find some things on Etsy that are wrongfully tagged because people just want their stuff to be found, so they might be tagging it Lolita when it's not. Let's just dive in and take a look at Lolita fashion on Etsy. I also want to quickly say that if I react to any prices and say like, this is so expensive, I'm not insulting the creator or saying that it's not worth it or that's overpriced or anything like that. It's just out of my personal budget and I might react because I can't afford it. Please don't haggle with artists. Because like that's their work, that's what they've created. You don't know the time and effort and supplies and things needed to make it. I've helped friends at conventions at their booths, and I've seen people try to haggle a $5 print down to $1. Like, are you kidding? No, don't and to the artists too. Like, don't haggle with artists. Haggle with like resellers. Haggle with like importers. Don't haggle with artists. I'm gonna just search Lolita first on Etsy. I know it's dangerous. You shouldn't search just the word Lolita. You should always search Lolita fashion, Lolita dress, sweet Lolita, gothic Lolita, something in conjunction with Lolita. But I'm gonna try just to see because some beginners might make that mistake and expect to find Lolita clothes and just find nymphette fashion or who knows what else. Well, the first thing we see is an accessory, and that's like, you probably could wear that with Lolita, and these are advertisements from Etsy. There's a headpiece that is actually Lolita. I'm impressed. They did use cosplay in the tags, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do in order to be found. Oh no! was afraid of this. I can't know. These tights are cute though, or bloomers, both of them could be worn with Lolita. Not too bad. Some Lolita film stuff, Lolita book stuff, some actual Lolita, cool. Let's search Lolita dress. So the suggested ads that come up are a dress that's definitely not Lolita. I don't know what you would categorize that. It's kind of cute. This giant tarantula brooch, which honestly I kind of want. It's adorable. I don't know how you get Lolita from that, but
I'm seeing things, Mr. Zuckerman.
This row is, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, I'm pretty sure this is all Taobao pieces, just from the style of photo. Either they're all Taobao pieces or they just take their photos, that's definitely a Taobao piece. This got me wondering, did Etsy change their rules to allow reselling? No, they did not. Examples of prohibited reselling include the following: creatively repackaging commercial items, curating a collection of others' handmade goods that you did not design or make, selling items made or designed by another seller who is not part of your shop,
selling traditional handicrafts or fair trade items that you did not design. Etsy reserves the right to remove listings that do not follow our policies.
This listing, for example, discloses that it is Infanta and claims that they share a production space with Infanta. I still don't think that qualifies as a seller that's part of your shop. I'm not sure if this is true even or just a loophole, but for you, the consumer, if you aren't sure about a photo being used on Etsy, just Google image search it. It will help you find if the item is being sold somewhere else for cheaper and if the item isn't actually from that shop, or even if it isn't a reseller, it might help you find more social media for the shop. Okay, so in my Amazon video, there was a dress similar to this and I called it vintage, and people were very mad by that because it's clearly not vintage, but I didn't know how else to explain it really quickly. People who wear vintage fashion do not really wear this. It's just vintage inspired clothing, I should have said. It's not actual like vintage clothes. It's like rockabilly inspired clothes. What is this? This is what? What is that? Oh no, it's a sissy. No.
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this story
Sissy dresses listed as Lolita dresses.
I don't know why, I have this weird pet peeve around skater dresses that are tagged as Lolita. Oh my gosh, this makes me so nostalgic because this reminds me of the square dancing dress that I first bought that I thought was Lolita. I think a better way to shop for Lolita on Etsy is to go by shop. I'm going to go through some of my favorite Etsy shops and ones that were recommended to me on Twitter. A lot of people recommended Glittertail, and I want to make a separate video about Glittertail because I really like their stuff and I'm really curious to see what it's like in person, and I want to explore that, but it's going to be a little while before I make that. This brand was recommended to me and it's in the Starlight, and the person who recommended it called it like the OG Etsy, and I realized that this is not a good time to be doing this because a lot of these independent shops are closed because of the pandemic, and this shop is currently limited, I guess, because of the pandemic, so I feel like I'm not giving them a proper, let's like look at their past sales, because they only have 3 items for sale right now, but it's because of a lack of resources right now. They have a lot of good petticoats and bloomers, like dang. Alright, so the next shop that was recommended to me was Dolby, and I love Dolby. Her stuff is so cool, and my very first review ever on YouTube was from Dolby, and I'm so thankful to her. Pieces were definitely out of my price range, but I understand why they are so expensive. It's because she makes all of her own prints, all of her own fabric.
So she has to like design the print and then make the fabric and then design the JSK and then, or one piece, and then sew it and
put it all together, and that's like more work than I can even imagine. Plus, a lot of her stuff is custom sizing. custom, like, I can't imagine. So I think that her prices are totally reasonable for the amount of work that she has to do for each dress. And her dresses are really beautiful, and she has such a good grasp on how to make Lolita prints and how to make Lolita designs. So definitely check out Dolby. A lot of people recommended different shops that were accessories and headpieces and things that would go with Lolita that weren't necessarily the dresses, but today I really wanted to focus on dresses because there's so much good accessories on Etsy that I was kind of overwhelmed and didn't even know where to begin with reviewing them. And then a lot of people recommended Sweet Mildred. Oh, I like this dress a lot. Yeah, it's really good. The price is about what I was hoping to pay. I bought this dress from Sweet Mildred. My inspiration for getting this dress was because of this hat. I really wanted something to wear with this hat and this necklace, both from Devil Inspired. I love a lot of Sweet Mildred's dresses. I love seeing all the prints, but I really just wanted gothic plain dress. Like a well-constructed gothic dress that was comfortable, and after receiving this dress, my life has changed. I love it so much. I feel like I didn't do the best of hiding this because I'm wearing it, and I haven't worn Gothic Lolita in a while, but then I am wearing it now and didn't really address it. But this dress is phenomenal. I'm just so happy with it. It's really, really comfortable. The waistband is super stretchy. The neck band is very stretchy. The wrists are very stretchy. The fabric is like light, and I really like the length. I wanted a sort of past my knee longer dress. I want to wear this dress in like a casual kind of just more Victorian goth way, but then also in like Lolita ways. I'm really excited. I think it has a lot of versatility. It came with this bow on it, and I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. It's cute, and I'm sure I can probably find ways in the future to style it with this bow, but I rather wear like chokers and necklaces with it instead, just because I like the look of that better. This definitely feels like brand quality. Like I'm shocked. It's probably one of the comfiest dresses I own. I'm wearing just a regular bra. Normally in Lolita I wear some sort of restrictive bra or binder or like a really, really tight sports bra, but today I'm just wearing a normal bra. It's really comfy. I've mostly been wearing this dress with a small Leg Avenue petticoat that was actually a hand-me-down from my sister. She got it for a cosplay but then didn't want it, and it's just small enough to add a little bit of poof around the waist. I wear it pretty close to the waistband, and I really like how this looks. It's more of a casual look. This is also how the dress looks without a petticoat, which I also find really cute and casual and fun. I also tested this dress with my Wonderwell original petticoat, and this is the petticoat that I wear the most often because it's one very solid petticoat that gives a lot of poof, and I like how this looks, but I think that with this coordinate, it's not really ornate enough with this size of skirt, just my own preferences. I think that I would wear this with like a corset over top of it and like another overskirt layer and just more layers, I guess, more detail to it. Maybe a big bonnet, some jewelry, some fancy shoes. I would love to test this out, so please stay tuned on my Instagram because I'm probably going to be wearing this dress a lot. And I'm really happy to have been able to support Sweet Mildred because she has been creating Lolita pieces for as long as I've been in Lolita fashion. I've supported Sweet Mildred before. I got some headpieces from her. I couldn't find all of them, but I grabbed this one. And if you're looking for a great place to get headpieces, definitely check out Sweet Mildred because you can get these in like all different colors and they're really affordable. There's a bunch of different types of hair bows, and it's perfect because it's just like a solid hair bow that you can wear with a bunch of different stuff. So if there's a dress or skirt in your wardrobe and you don't have a headpiece for it, definitely check out Sweet Mildred. I ordered this dress in the middle of this pandemic, and I assumed that it was going to take a while to get to me, like I wasn't in a rush for it. The owner, Millie, was trying to limit the amount of times that she went to the post office, which I completely understand. But she was very communicative she communicated really well and was apologetic for the delay because it was slightly delayed. It still didn't feel like that long, and I was like anticipating it to be really long. I was really surprised. Also, I didn't get charged any customs, and I was ready to like pay a lot of customs, but I don't know how she sent it, but I didn't have to pay customs on a $240 dress, I think, which normally when I order things from out of Canada that are over like $60, I get some sort of crazy customs, but I didn't. She apologized for the delay and for holding the dress and not sending it out right away to send with other mail, and sent me these socks. That was so sweet and so unnecessary. Like, I was expecting to wait for it, but she sent me these socks and they're perfect. I've literally been looking for socks like this. Holly's been looking for socks like this, and I'm gonna send her a message because I didn't see any listings for these socks, and I still don't see any listings for these socks now. I messaged her and she does sell these socks. They're $25 and she can make them in different colors with different lace, and they're just not on her web shop yet because she had some delays due to the pandemic, which I completely understand. And I am definitely gonna order more of these socks because they are super comfortable, and I have thick muscular legs and they fit me really, really well and really comfortably, and they're perfect. I've literally been looking for socks like this for so long. They seem really durable, and like this lace is so perfect. I'm honestly just flabbergasted by the quality in this dress, the price. I think the price was extremely reasonable for what I got, and I'm really happy with it, and I would definitely recommend supporting Sweet Mildred. All of the hair accessories I've gotten from her have been great. This dress is great. These socks are great. And I want more. As always, stay lovely.